Good afternoon, everybody. Today is June 3rd. I know it's been a while since I've posted a video, and this time it's not going to be me catching a snake. This time I'm going to give you I feel it's time to give you an update on the garden. But first of all, we're going to start out here in our little garden area, or our little flower area, I should say. These are, my other video I mentioned that we have two gooseberry bushes. That's one right there, it's a little one, and that's the bigger one. But the gooseberries right now, they're hard to see. When you look at the bush, you can't see no berries on it at all. But believe it or not, if you take your hand, which you got to be careful with gooseberries because they are loaded with thorns. They're a thorny bush. Let me see if I can sneak my camera in there. See them berries? Them are all gooseberries in there. This bush is loaded with berries. Can you see them? Let me move this branch back, but they grow up underneath the branches of the bush. Ow. You know, like I said, they are thorny, these branches. But the berries aren't ripe yet. They're still a long ways away. There's a good shot. But you can see the berries in there, and they're loaded with them. You can see right there, they kind of look like a grape, between a grape and a watermelon. The berries do. And they'll turn ripe about midsummer. And what we're going to try to do this year is make some jelly or jam with them. They're kind of the taste of the fruit is kind of it's hard to explain. They got a taste of their own. It's kind of like a sweet, kind of bitter taste, sort of. There's a good shot, some berries down in there. But anyways, the bush is doing good, and it's loaded. The same with the the smaller one. It's loaded with berries. Like I said, at first you can't spot them, but if you pull the branches back without getting pricked by the thorns, which I can't with no gloves on, I can't do it. But there's a berry right now, and they're rock hard. And when they turn ripe, they'll turn like a purplish color, and they'll be soft. And that's what we're going to plan on trying to do this summer, or this fall, is make some jelly out of them. That right there is the angel trumpet plant I was telling you about. That's going to overtake this entire garden by the end of summer. By fall, that thing will overtake this whole area. And it'll be loaded with flowers, bell-shaped flowers. But it's doing fantastic. We've had some, about 2 weeks of rain every day. So needless to say, we got plenty of moisture. In the garden, as you can tell, is doing pretty good. Our corn, our sweet corn, it's about waist high already, and it's only June 3rd. So, and it's luscious. Doing fantastic. Now when I planted them in groups. So as you can see, in each group there's like 3 or 4 stalks in each group. So each stalk will at least produce 1 ear of corn. So we're going to have quite a few peaches and cream ears of corn. And alongside the corn, I planted by seed black-eyed peas. And you can see they're all coming up. They're all doing good. The black-eyed peas they're about 1 foot tall. They're pretty easy to grow and pretty low maintenance, and they'll spit out peas all summer long. And I got them not only along this edge of the garden, but I also have them along this whole edge of the garden. course, that's not all black-eyed peas. There's weeds mixed in together with them, but you can see the peas like right there, there. But they're doing good. While we're at this end of the garden, there's our cucumbers, which is there loaded with flowers. So they say if you want to control your cucumbers and get better crops, is to go through and pick and choose the yellow flowers off there. But I just let them go. Let God decide which ones are going to make it and which ones aren't. And right here I also have another, I ended up buying another container of peaches and cream corn. It was the last one that they had there, and I felt bad for them, so I just decided to buy them. And they're doing well too. They're not as big as my first batch, but they're coming along. And then we got watermelon, which is doing good. And after this other row of peaches and cream, we have, trying to not get my shadow in the picture, but that's all okra right there. Our okra plants, they're doing pretty good. And then of course our cabbage, which this one's starting to get eaten up by the bugs. The cabbage, I tell you, they're hard to grow without them getting eaten up by worms or the bugs that love cabbage. That one looks really good. That's a purple cabbage, purple head, and these are just regular cabbages right here. But they'll produce one head. We grew them last year, and we did really good. And that's another purple head right there, and same with that. That's another purple cabbage. And then we got the jalapeno peppers alongside the corn, which are doing really well. They're actually loaded with baby peppers and flowers, which I usually have really good luck growing jalapeno peppers. I got this green pepper, bell pepper. It's called a Big Bertha. It's doing well. It's doing a lot better than my other two. I don't know what's going on with these. These are the very first ones I planted. These 3 plants right here, and they almost look like they're stunted. That one's not bad. And this is, I've already gone through and picked all the little, pre-picked all these little peppers. I mean, they're too big to support peppers, so I went through and picked them all, and now they're getting them all back again. So I don't know what's going on with these. I just don't know. But them two for sure, the plants look like they're stunted. But anyways, that's that half of the garden. I didn't fill in the entire garden this year. It's just we just didn't want. We couldn't find anything we wanted to plant this year. We just did the basics. This row right here is nothing but herbs. That's our cilantro, which the herbs are doing really well. That's our cilantro. That's our dill. So we got cilantro, we got dill, we got sage, we have chives, we have basil. That's sweet basil. That's lavender. We got some more cilantro. I really like cilantro. And that's a purple basil. And then we got rosemary. And then over here we have oregano. Them are oregano plants. 2 different kinds. That one ain't doing so hot. I think the rain kind of took a beating on them. But this one's not doing too bad. It's coming back. Yeah, like I said, that's our watermelon. And then we come on over to here. This is our cherry tomato plant, which is really taken off. And actually the cherry tomato plant has tomatoes on it already. I don't know if you can see them in the camera, but there they are. First tomatoes on our tomato plants. And I love cherry tomatoes. After that, that's our zucchini. That's the plant I really didn't think was going to make it, but it made a major comeback and it's doing well. And that's the other zucchini, which actually we only wanted one zucchini because of the fact that one plant spits out so many zucchini, you don't know what to do with it all. I mean, we know what to do with it all, but it just it's a lot, and they go on all summer. This whole row is tomato plants. These are our big boy tomatoes, which you can see they've taken off really good, and I have been trying to intertwine them in between my gate, my fence right there. That way they got support for when they do start putting out tomatoes. And actually I see right here we got a tomato on it. First tomato on the big boys. But that whole row is our tomato plants. And then we step over here, and I don't know if you can see them or not, but I'll kind of put my hand around them. But these are beets. We got beets coming up, and we got them all the way down the whole row on the other side of the tomato plants. Right there's beets. Right there, all the way down. And they're doing really well. And this is my wife's little spot she's got doing on her own. These are also cucumbers, which are going to be overrun by cucumbers. And she's got a Roman tomato plant for making salsa. And I can see that she has a, I don't know if you can see that in there or not, but she's got a tomato on hers also. Can you see that in there? There you go. She's got one on hers. But that's about it. And this, what looks like a patch of weeds, this is actually my wife's wildflower patch. And I know it looks nothing but weeds, but believe it or not, summertime, that'll all be nothing but flowers in there. And they attract pollinators, which that's what, you know, we try to do, attract the pollinators to the garden. That right there is our asparagus plant. It's about as tall as me, which I'm a little over 6 foot tall, and it's up there. And these right here is a group of sunflower seeds, or sunflowers, that we got planted, and another group of sunflowers right there. And of course, the new asparagus bed I put in alongside the old asparagus bed, they're spitting up baby asparagus. So they're at the roots have taken that I planted. I don't know if you can see that or not. Right there. I mean, they're all long in through here. I know they're hard to see on camera, but this is probably the best looking one right here. And actually, it's got a spear on there, asparagus spear. So that's good to see that them roots have all taken. My garlic, I did pull up a group of garlics, and they're not what I wanted, so I just left the rest in the ground. I'm gonna let them go, and if they don't do nothing this year, I'll just leave them in until next year. They will survive the winter in the ground, and they'll come up bigger and better. The ones I picked, which I'll show you at the end of the video, they're the size of maybe $50, but I want them bigger. I know they get bigger. And there's our ginger that I planted, ginger root. It's doing good. And of course our grapevines. I know the sun's killing me on this video. But that's our Concord grapes. They're really taking off. As you can see, it's growing massively. And I've been training them all along to follow their leads. So there you go, there's another shot of them. And that's our red grapes, which is doing fantastic. And our green grapes. This is the first time first year the green grapes have really taken off like they have. And actually they have grapes on them. Green seedless grapes are going to be. I know it's not much, but I'm surprised this plant has grown this much this season. I've actually planted this probably 3 years ago, this grapevine, and it's like the first year I thought it was dead. Then the second year it kind of came back, but it looked like it was stunted. But now this year it's really taken off. And here's another bunch of grapes. And see, it's got grapes all over the place. Now I kind of doubt our red grapes and our Concord grapes, even though as I was gonna say that, I just see this is on our Concord grapes in there. Because I chopped them down severely last fall. I'm talking chopped them back down to the stump. And that's how much they've grown, came back. And usually when I chop them that heavy, the next year they don't do so well, but the following year it just overloaded with grapes. You know, now this year at the end of this season, I will not chop them back down. I'll just let them lose their leaves and let them be. And then, like I said, next year we will be overloaded with grapes. And what do we do with our grapes? We make jelly. We've tried making wine out of it before, but I didn't have any luck. But the jelly part of it, yeah, we have had very good luck making jelly. And over in this little patch, this right here is our fig trees. They're doing fantastic. This is the best I've ever seen them. Figs. And then and in between we got lemon balm mint growing in there, and then on the other side that's another figs. These are all fig trees. So everything is doing fantastic this year. And that's the update on the garden. Now the next time I give you an update will be when I'm picking vegetables, and we'll show you what we do with them vegetables. So hold up, I got one other thing to show you. All right, that's our garlic that I ended up picking. So that's why I decided not to pick the rest. I'm not gonna wait. I got them hanging so they dry. And when after they're thoroughly dry, we will pick them, clean them up, cut them up, and put them in containers. And we will eat them. But besides that, like I said, the next time I give you an update on the garden, we will be picking vegetables. So that's it. Peace out. Have a great day. Hit that like and subscribe button. Bye.